Hello everyone. Today, after completing the 13th chapter, I am here to teach you the one more chapter, and it is the last chapter from of class ninth syllabus. So this last chapter is chapter number 8, quadrilateral. I had written the name on the board, quadrilateral. This chapter consists of two exercises. So we have to solve this quadrilateral chapter, and after completing this chapter, along with this chapter, we will complete our syllabus also. So I hope you had completed the work in the copy and you are practicing mathematics daily at home. If you are not doing, then I think you are going to suffer. So in that case, you will be only responsible because every video you are having and every all the concept part, everything we have discussed in the video. So today we are going to start the new chapter, quadrilaterals, and this chapter is not new to you. You had already studied in class 8 also. Then in chapter number 3 there was one chapter, understanding the quadrilateral. So in class 8 the introduction of this chapter was given. So and the properties of the quadrilaterals were discussed in the 8th chapter. So that properties we will be using to solve the different questions given in this 8.1 and 8.2. So I will be discussing the property here also. But before that, after that also, I had made one PDF, and that PDF will be given. You can see that PDF, and PDF word one word is written concurrent. So concurrent means equal. So in place of concurrent, if you write study the equal, then it's okay. So that PDF will help us you to learn the properties of the quadrilaterals and different type of the quadrilaterals, their properties, and how to make the how to prove the, if it is asked to prove square, if it is asked to prove the rectangles. So that will help you to understand the properties. Now I will be discussing some of the properties of the quadrilaterals, because so that it will be more clear to you what is the quadrilateral, because it is one again, it is a one tough chapter, and again we have to use full our skills to solve this chapter. So in that case, we have to study the chapter because so quadrilateral, I already told it is not new to you. It is the we had studied this chapters in the class 8, and the quadrilateral consists of the four sides. How many sides it has? Four. Suppose this A, B, C, and D. A, B, C, D are the four sides. So these four sides make the one quadrilateral. So this I had written that this ABCD is four side, and the sum of the all four side, four angles are there. So quadrilateral means quadrilateral. Quad means four, lateral means side. So we can say that four side figure is called a quadrilateral. Four side figure is called a quadrilateral. So quad means four and the lateral means sides. The four side figure is called a quadrilateral. Now you can see I had made one figure on the board, and this figure, so you can see here the four line segment joining the four sides. These four sides I had given the name A, B, C, D, and this A, B, C, D is one quadrilateral. How many sides it has? AB is one side, BC is one side, CD is one side, and AD side. Line segment joining 2 points are called the side. So we have the four side AB, BC, CD, and AD. These are the four sides. Along with this, we have the four angles: angle A, angle B, angle C, and angle D. So these four angles are there, and sum of all four angles is equal to 360 degree. If we add all four angles, sum of the angles of the quadrilaterals is always equal to 360 degree. So this is the regarding the quadrilateral. Now in the quadrilaterals, this angle A I written. So A means D. In the A name can be the DAB also, or PAC also, but the A should be in the between. Means if I have to write the name of A, I can write in this way also, DAB and the BAD both are same. DAB and BAD are same, or then they are equal to angle A also. And similarly, I can write for B, but whatever the angle you form, it should be always in the middle. DAB, BAD, and here the ABC. ABC is this angle B. Now CBA is also correct, and this will be equal to angle B. So in this way we can write, if we have to use the arms na, so along with the arms also we can write the angles. So this is regarding the angles. Now what happens, when we make the in this chapters, the mainly this chapter will use concurrent concept. So those who had not studied the chapter number 7, they are going to suffer very badly, because in every question we have to use the concurrent concept, and without the concurrent concept you are not able to solve a single question also. So in page point 1, so that depends on how to make the angle concurrent. So before that your 7 chapters should be very thoroughly studied. Now this you see, along with the quadrilateral we have the diagonals also. AC and BD. AC and BD are the diagonal. AC and BD on the opposite side, the line segment joining the opposite vertex. This is called the vertex. A, B, C, D are the vertex. The opposite line segment joining the opposite vertex. A to C is the one vertex. B to D is another vertex. So line segment joining the opposite vertex of the triangle. Opposite vertex is called the diagonal. So we have the how many diagonals? Quadrilateral can have maximum 2 diagonals. One is the diagonal is the AC. Another diagonal is the BD. So AC and BD are the 2 diagonals. Now after this diagonal there is another property used. AC BD is diagonals, angle we got, sides we got. These diagonals they meet at one point. Suppose this point is O. Suppose this point is O. So now this O is the intersection point where these 2 diagonals meet together. Now there is one property that we have to use. Diagonal bisect each other. So first we understand what you mean by diagonal bisect each other. If in any quadrilaterals we say it says that diagonal bisect each other. Diagonals bisect each other. Now it means what? Diagonal bisect each other. Bi means 2. Bi means 2. Sect means part. 2 part. So if diagonals is divided into 2 parts, then we call it diagonal bisect each other. So BD is one diagonal. If the O is the point where it bisect, so bisect means OB should be equal to what? OD. Then only we can say the diagonal bisect is OB equal to OD. Diagonal bisect each other. AO equal to what? OC. Again this we can say diagonal bisect each other. So OB is equal to OD. AO equal to OC. In that case, we can say that the diagonal bisect each other. So this is regarding diagonal bisect each other. So this you understood. Now there is another word used in the different quadrilateral properties. Diagonal bisect each other at a right angle. It means what? Suppose there is a diagonals and it is bisected at the point O. If it is making the angle 90 degree here, 90 degree here. Everywhere it is making the 90 degree angles. So we can say that the diagonals bisect each other at the right angle. It means that this angle AOB, where it is AOB, angle AOB will be how much? 90 degree. If AOB is 90 degree, therefore the BOC will be also 90 degree. And the DOC will be also 90 degree. DOC will be also 90 degree. Then similarly, angle AOD will be also the 90 degree. So this this means that this property will use when it is mentioned the question diagonal bisect each other at the right angle. Diagonal bisect each other at right angle. So we will use this property at the right angle. diagonal bisect each other at the right angle. So this is the property of the diagonal bisect each other. This is the diagonal bisect each other. Here sides are equal, here angles are equal. So this all property you have to remember. Now this all properties belongs to the one quadrilateral. It is not required. Some quadrilateral have this property, some quadrilateral do not have this property. So now there are different type of quadrilaterals are there. And now square is the one type of quadrilateral, and square is the one type of quadrilateral, rectangle is another type of quadrilateral, parallelogram is another type of quadrilateral. So we have to thoroughly study this property, then only we will be able to solve this exercise. So I think you have to remember these properties. So I am going to discuss some of the properties of some of the quadrilaterals. So now this is the one quadrilateral, diagonal bisect every I told this all properties. Now if it says that, now in any quadrilateral, suppose this ABCD is a square and the ABCD is the square. Now we have to study the all properties of the square. So what property says that in the squares all sides are equal. In a square all sides are equal. It means what? Suppose if this we consider square, if you consider this figure as the square, then according to the property of the square, all sides will be equal. And the square is also one type of quadrilateral. So first property says that all sides are equal. All sides are equal. All angles are equal. All angles are equal. All sides, all angles are equal, and diagonals are also equal. Diagonals are also equal. And fourth property says that diagonal bisect each other. Diagonal bisect each other. That means I already told diagonal bisect means what? It will be OB equal to OD, AO equal to OC. Bisect each other. And last property says that the diagonal bisect each other at the right angle. Diagonal bisect each other at the right angle. So this many properties bisect at each other at right angle at 90 degree. This property also we discussed now. Here the AOB will be equal to 90, BOC will be also 90, COD will be also 90. These are the property of the square. This all properties are the property of the square. Now the square properties I had told. Now similarly we have the another type of quadrilateral, parallelogram. So parallelogram properties says that its opposite sides are equal. Opposite side means AB will be equal to what? DC, and AD will be equal to what? BC. So AB is equal to DC and AD will be equal to what? BC. Opposite sides are equal. Then after opposite side, there is another property says that opposite sides are equal. Opposite diagonals are equal. Diagonals are unequal, but diagonal bisect each other. That means AO will be equal to OC, OB will be equal to OD. The diagonal bisect. Opposite angles are equal. Angle A will be equal to angle C. Angle B will be equal to angle D. So diagonals are equals and opposite angles are also equals in the parallelogram. And the angle B will be equal to angle D. So opposite angles are equal, opposite sides are equal. Diagonals bisect each other. So AOB will be equal to OC, OB will be equal to OD in the parallelogram. This is the property of parallelogram. Opposite sides are equal, opposite angles are equal, diagonals bisect each other. Then another is the rectangle. So rectangle is just like the one kind of square only. So in rectangle, opposite sides are equal like parallelogram, and each angle is 90 degree. When angle A will be equal to 90, B will be 90, C will be 90, D will be 90 in the rectangle. And diagonals are equal. AC is equal to BD. Diagonals are equal, and these are the property of the rectangles. Then there is rhombus. Rhombus, all sides are equal, and in rhombus all sides are equal. This is the property of the, and diagonals bisect each other at the right angle. This is the property of the rhombus. Last figures to the left, trapezium. In trapezium, opposite sides are equal. That means AB is this is a figure of trapezium. In trapezium, suppose this AB and CD are the sides. So this AB will be parallel to CD. This is the property of trapezium. But this AC and BD are non-parallel side. They are NBB is non-parallel sides. And this ABB is parallel to CD. These are the parallel side. So this is the properties of the trapezium. So once again, the square, all sides are equal, all angles are equal, diagonals are equal, diagonals bisect each other, diagonals bisect each other at the right angles. In parallelogram, opposite sides are equal, opposite angles are also equal, and diagonals also bisect each other. In rectangle, opposite sides are equal, opposite angles are equal. Sides are equal, angles are equal to 90 degree, and diagonals are equal. Rhombus, all sides are equal. Now trapezium, the opposite sides are parallel. So these are the property, and this you have to study, and you have to by heart these properties. Now one more important concept we have to study. Now this we study that. Now what is the property? Now if any figure is given parallelogram and we have to make it rectangle, so what we will do? So for that we should know कि if the figure is given parallelogram, how to make it rectangle. So for that there is one short some properties that to be discussed, and that I am writing. So in that case we can make the parallelogram as a rectangle. Now if suppose any figure is given parallelogram and I have to make rectangle. Now you have to understand this very clearly. If the figure is given parallelogram and I have to make a rectangle, to prove rectangle, what we have to do? To prove rectangle, you have to make opposite sides equal, and opposites and each angle 90 degree. Each angle 90 degree. Right angle. This two properties sufficient. Either we two properties to prove rectangle, opposite sides should be equal and opposite angles should be right. Each angle should be right angle. So this will be the, when we prove this two properties, it will be considered as the rectangle. Now to prove square, what you have to do? To prove square, you have to make all sides equal and all angles equal. To prove rectangle, you have to make opposite sides equal and each angle right angle. Then only we can say that it is a rectangle. And to prove square, what you have to do? You have to make all sides and all angle 90 degree. All sides equal and all angles equal. All angles equal means all angle 90 degree. Then only we can prove that this is square. Now this two and we understood. Now suppose we have to make a rhombus proof. Rhombus. So to prove rhombus, what we have to do? We have to make only all sides equal. All sides equal. This much is sufficient. All sides equal. Now there you may be having one doubt, sir, if we can do, if suppose somebody had written or make the all sides equal, so can we consider it a square? No, because to make a square the angles and the side both should be equal, and to make rhombus only all sides should be equal. So this three properties we understood. Now to make the parallelogram, what we have to do in case of parallelogram? In case of parallelogram, you have to make all angles equal, all opposite side equal. Opposite side should be equal. Opposite side equal and parallel. If you are making the opposite side equal and parallel, then also it is considered the parallelogram. Means the AB should be parallel to DC and AB should be equal to DC, or AD equal to BC, or AD parallel to BC. Then only we can say it is a parallelogram. In some case we make the diagonal bisect each other, then also it is a parallelogram. So this four is the mainly used in the and then how to make trapezium, that also we have to see. To make trapezium equal, trapezium, because this kite is not given, the kite questions are not given here in the exercise. So you have to make opposite side parallel, one pair of the opposite parallel, one pair of the opposite parallel, one pair of opposite sides parallel, one pair of the opposite parallel. So this is the regarding how to make the which figure, rectangle, square, rhombus, parallelogram. This is a very important, because if you don't know this one, then what you are going to prove? You have to think, if I have to make the rectangle proof, what should I do? So to make the rectangle proof, you have to make both sides equal, all angle 90 degree. To make the square proof, you have to make all sides and angle equal. To make rhombus proof, all sides are equal. To make the parallelogram proof, opposite sides equal and parallel. And to make trapezium, one pair of the opposite sides are parallel. So this much is the regarding the how to prove. And there is one very important property given in the page number 138 of NCERT book. 138 page of one. This property says that all square, rectangle and rhombus, they all are parallelogram. It means what? It means that the square is also the parallelogram, rectangle is also the parallelogram, rhombus is also the parallelogram. If the square is given, we can use the property of the parallelogram. Rectangle is given, we can use the property of the parallelogram. Rhombus is given, we can use the property of the parallelogram. So I hope you understood. So if any question is given, square is given, and I have to use this one, so what should I do? If the square is given, I can use the property of the parallelogram. That means that opposite side become parallel, opposite sides are equal. So this is the very useful to prove the quadrilateral chapter. So this property is given in the form of the page number 138 of your book, and there's one note is given. So I think you can highlight at points, and when we will meet in the school, I will see that whether you had highlighted or not. So square, rectangle, rhombus, this all are the one kind of the parallelogram. So today in this video we had discussed the properties of the quadrilaterals, what are the properties of the quadrilaterals, and how to make the square proof, how to make the rectangle proof, how to make the square rhombus proof. So this is the you have to keep in the mind, then only we will be able to study the chapters. So now after this I am going to solve the 8.1 few questions so that this property you can understand and you can solve with me. So, and one more important things I have to tell you. This is the symbolized form of the rectangle. I know the rectangle and the square do not look like this. So don't judge me, sir, this is not a square. When we make the quadrilaterals chapters proof to any figure, we make the symbolized form of the quadrilaterals. We consider it as a rectangle. It is not the complete rectangle. We consider one figure that it is the rectangle. Now we are going to make the square. So that is the symbolized form. We don't have to use a very good measurement at all sides equal. We will make measuring with the scale on in the form of symbolized form they are used. I hope you understood this one. So now we will start in the exercise 8.1, question number 1. In first question says that, it is very simple questions. Angles are in ratio 3 ratio 5 ratio and the 9 ratio. This is the ratio is given. 3 ratio, 5 ratio, 9 ratio and 13 ratio. The angles of the quadrilaterals are given in the form of ratio. This is the form of the ratio that is given and we have to find the angles. So we already studied all angles of the quadrilaterals are the 360. So if the angles are given the ratio, we will consider let the angles be. Is the first question of 8.1. Let the angles be 3x, 5x, and 9x and 13x. So these are the four angles. So let the angles be 3x, 5x, 9x and the 13x. We studied that all angles of the quadrilaterals is equal to 360 degree. Eight. Now 3 plus 5, 8, 8 plus 9. So this is 13, 27, 27 plus 3, 17, 17 plus 13, 30x. 30x is equal to 360 degree. The x will be equal to how much? 360 divided by 30. So 0, 0 cancel. So x will be equal to how much? 12. We got the value of x. Now we can find the value of the angles. 3x will be equal to how much? 3x is 3 multiplied 12, 36 degree. 5x, 5 into 12, 16. 108. 13x, 13 multiplied 12. So the 156 will be the answer, and all will be in a degree. This angles we got. This is a very simple question. This type of questions are not given in the book. Only this is for practice. They had asked us to solve. Now question number second. Now real exercise start from question number second. So this complete the first solution. In question number second, it says that diagonals of a parallelograms are equal. Means we have to take one figure as a parallelogram. Suppose this figure we consider as a, I already told figure we don't have to make exactly like parallelogram, only this is a symbolized form. So what is given in the question? It is given that this ABCD is a parallelogram. ABCD is a parallelogram. So parallelogram we can write short form also, double L and Z also, parallelogram. And what we have to do? We have to prove that this figure is a rectangle. We have to prove ABCD is a rectangle. And to prove ABCD, and I already discussed this now. If the parallelogram is given and we have to make rectangle. To make figure rectangle, what we will do? You remember just now I told, to figure rectangle, to prove rectangle, we have to make opposite sides equal. And each angle should be equal to 90 degree. If we prove opposite sides equal and all angle 90 degree, then only we can say that it is a rectangle. Now in this question we do not have to make opposite equal. You can say why? Because to make the rectangle, to prove rectangle, what we have to do? We have to make opposite equal. That means we have to prove that AB is equal to DC, AD equal to BC. This much we have to prove. And all angles should be equal to 90 degree. Then only we can say that this figure is a rectangle. Now I am saying that this part we do not have to prove. Why? Because it is a parallelogram. In a parallelogram also has the property opposite sides are equal. So that opposite sides are equal. That means the sides are opposite sides are given equal, already given. Only now we have to make this angle 90 degree. Understood now? So now we have to make this angle 90 degree. For that, what we will do? We'll draw the diagonals. Join A to C. Join the diagonals. So this diagonals I had made. Now I have to make this angle A equal to angle B, and for given I had given ABC is parallelogram. That means opposite sides are given equal, opposite angles are equal. That is also given in the question. Now I will be making taking two triangles, and after making that congruent, I should get angle A or angle B, any two angles equal. So one triangle I am taking ABC, triangle ABC. Another one is the ABC. When ABC I'll get angle B, then I will take the ADC or DCB. In DCB I am going to get what? Angle C. If I make these two triangles congruent, ABC and DCB. So now you can see here. These two figure I am taking in triangle ABC and AB. So whenever you take any triangles, it should be mentioned clearly on the top. Now these two triangles you can see, this I am going to make congruent. If I make them congruent, so can you see me what should I get here? I will get here angle B equal, angle C equal by CPCD. Then the B and C will get equal, then we can make them 90 degree also. First we'll make the triangle congruent. So in the ABC and DCB, we have AB equal to DC. AB equal to DC from where I got? Because in the parallelogram, opposite sides are equal. So we can write AB is equal to DC, properties of parallelogram. And this is compulsory to write in brackets the properties of parallelogram. Parallelogram I am using the short form, double L and GM. Now AB is equal to DC. Now AC equal to BD, and here BC will be equal to what? BC is common in the both. So we can write here AC is equal to BD. Now this property from where I get AC equal to BD. AC and BD are the diagonals. And it is given the question diagonals are given equal. Means it is ABCD is given parallelogram. Along with it is given that AC is equal to BD. That also you can mention the given part. Diagonals are given equal. So you can write here given. Because it is mentioned in the question. Now BC, you can see here BC and BC are common. The BC is common, part of the ABC triangle also. BC is a part of DBC also. So BC common. So triangles are congruent. It's congruent symbols DCB. Criteria triple S because all sides are there. Triple S. Now these two triangles are congruent. We study when two triangles are congruent, then their angles will be equal. If two triangles are congruent, can we say that angle B is equal to angle C? Definitely, the angle B will be equal to angle C because the congruent triangles, the angles are always equal. So angle B is equal to angle C. In bracket, we will write CPCD. Now I got B and C equal. If I got B and C equal, now we know that parallelogram opposite sides are parallel. So if the opposite sides of the parallelogram are parallel, then B and C are the alternate interior angle on the same side of transversal. So angle B plus angle C will be 180 degree. So I am writing here angle B plus angle C equal to 180 degree. This we can write here co-interior angle or interior angles on the same side of the transversal, because this is the or you can write co-interior angles on the same side of transversal are supplementary. This property you had studied in the chapter 6th also and the 7th class also. Now B plus C equal to how much? 180 degree. Now B is equal to C. B is equal to C. So in place of the B in place of C, can we write the B? So B plus B is equal to 180 degree. Now 2 times B will be equal to how much? 180 degree. So angle B will be how much? 90, because 2 will come upon 90 degree. If B is 90 degree, definitely the C will be also the 90 degree. So we can write here B and C both are 90 degree because B is equal to C. So now angle B and angle C both are equal to 90 degree. So now B is equal to C, so B will 90, C is also 90 degree. Now you can see in the figure, B I got 90, C I got 90. Now that means angle B and angle C are 90 degree given the we got in the question. If B is 90, definitely the D will be also 90. Why? Because the opposite sides or angles of the parallelogram are equal. So if opposite angles are equal, that means angle B will be equal to angle D, and angle AC is equal, then the A will be also 90 degree because opposite angles of the parallelogram are equal. So in this case, we got all angles equal. That means we can say that it is a rectangle. Only we have to write one step. So I am writing here angle A is equal to angle C, 90 degree. Angle B is equal to angle D, 90 degree. In the bracket, therefore, in the bracket properties of the parallelogram, the opposite angle of the parallelogram, opposite angle of the parallelogram you have to write here. So that means all angles become what? 90 degree. Therefore, we can say that ABCD is a rectangle. ABCD is a rectangle. So this completes the question number 2. Now we will solve the question number 3. I hope you understood what we had done in this question. So I am going to and the opposite side we are not equal because it is a parallelogram. In the parallelogram, opposite angles are already given equal. Now, next question says that diagonals of a quadrilateral bisect each other at the right angle and prove that it is a rhombus. To prove rhombus, I had told you what to do. You have to make opposites all sides equal. So I am going to make one small figure that will help us to solve the question. So there is one quadrilateral. We have to take any quadrilateral. This is question number 2. Question number 3. And you have to make with the help of scale. Now this is the one quadrilateral. Now what we have to do in this question, it is given that diagonals of a quadrilateral bisect each other at the right angle. So it means that it is given the question diagonals bisect each other. I already told diagonal bisect each other means AO equal to OC, OB equal to OD. This is given equal, and they bisect each other at right angles. Means that where they are bisecting, they are making the 90-degree angle. So AOB is 90, BOC will be 90, DOC is also 90, EOD is also 90. So we are going to write here in given part OA equal to OC. Diagonal bisect OB equal to OD, because diagonal bisect each other. Then here after that what we will write, angles are also given equal. Where they are bisecting, angle AOB, angle BOC, angle COD and angle AOD. This all are given 90 degree. All are given 90 degree. So this much is given as a now what we have to do, we have to prove this figure is a rhombus. So to prove what we have to make is a rhombus. And rhombus, I told what to do when we have to make rhombus. To prove rhombus, we have to make opposite sides equal. AB should be equal to DC, AD should be equal to BC. So opposite sides are equal, then only we can say that it is a rhombus. So to prove rhombus, I am going to take the two triangles, AOB and the BOC, or AO, any two triangles you can take. I already told, whenever you take any triangle, their name should be always at the top. I am writing from here in triangle AOB and BOC. So BOC is one name of another figure. Now in these two triangles, can you see these two triangles? AO is already given to OC, so you can write OA equal to OC. Given OB common. This given is common, and this angle AOB is equal to BOC because 90 degree. These two triangles are given congruent. Now these two triangles are congruent by SAS. If two triangles are congruent, definitely what we can write AB is equal to BC. CBCD. So this complete now we got one side equal. Now similarly we will make these two triangles congruent, this AOB and DOC. So we'll get AB is equal to DC. Then we make the AOB equal to AOD congruent. So we'll get the AB equal to it. Same steps we will do. We'll get the answer. So we can write here we will have to take now triangle AOB and DOC. So I am going to take here in triangle AOB and DOC. OA equal to OB, OA equal to OC given, OB equal to OD, this is also given in the question. And angle AOB and the DOC, they are 90 degree also, vertically opposite angle also. So any one reason you can write each 90 degree. This is a given part. This is also given. So these two triangles again they become congruent. By SAS, if two triangles are congruent, AB is equal to what? DC, CBCD. So this AB is equal to CB, CD, CD. Now we got this AB equal to BC, AB, but to us we have to make all side equal. So one more time we have to take triangles equal. This you can make the equation 1, and this you can put the equation number 2. So I am going to take one more triangles, the AOB and AOD. AOB and AOD. You can see this one, this two triangles, AOB and AOD. OA common, and the BO equal to OD. But this is also given equal, and angle AOB equal to angle AOD. Each now this two triangles are congruent by criteria SAS. If two triangles are congruent, definitely AB is equal to AD. This was CBCD. AB equal to AD. CBCD, equation number 3. Now, these two triangles are congruent, so we can write here the AB is equal to AD because two triangles are congruent, their sides will be equal. So I got here, now you can see on the board what I got. These three things I got. AB is equal to BC, and the AB equal to DC, and the AB equal to AD. If three sides are means AB is equal to BC, AB is equal to DC, and AB equal to AD. Now this form 1, 2 and 3 I can say that all sides are equal, because if AB is 5, the BC will be 5. If BC is 5, then the AB and AD are equal, so this AD will be 5. And AD is 5, AB is equal to DC, this will be also 5. That means form 1, 2 and 3 I can say that all sides and all angles are equal, therefore it is a rhombus. We can write here the last two from 1, 2 and 3. From 1, 2 and 3. AB equal to BC equal to CD equal to AD. Therefore ABCD is a rhombus. ABCD is a rhombus. This completes the solution. Now all sides are equal, therefore ABCD is a rhombus. So this is the regarding the this is the solution of the question number third one. So this much lengthy solutions we have to do, but they are not tough also. You have to only understand that how to make them equal, and you have to remember all the properties, and only we can prove this question. So now question number 4, as we had studied today long duration. So question 4 you can do as your homework, and in next class we will start the question number 4. Says that you have to make in the question number 4 you have to prove that the diagonals are equal and bisect each other at the right angle. So this and it is given that it is a otherwise 50 you can do homework, 4th we will solve in the next video. So till then you can complete the copy, and thank you, have a nice day.